Yeah?
Who's told to kill that radio?
I was told I was. She told me that she was, and then as soon as
She told me Easton was.
unless we're drawing straws, but
Yeah.
if you want, then
Sure, why not?
you can. Feel free.
Oh, we're good to go? Rock and roll. All right, everyone, clap it up for yourselves. Welcome to the LA School of Comedy. My name is Easton Gage. I'm your host, along with Allie and Sean and probably Akil. And everyone else is going to have a shot at hosting tonight.
I'll host a little bit, it's fine.
Why not, right? And does Sunda still do the plug your show thing? Back when I was hosting, if you have a show coming up, plug your show, because it's always good to support. So if anyone has a show coming up and you want to plug it and get some friends there and help get others on shows, that's the way we make it big.
Love it.
We roll.
So if anyone has a show that they want to pitch right now, by all means, go for it. I'll go first. I'm headlining JR's Comedy Club March 26th, which is a while away. And then I'm headlining Ventura Harbor March 19th. I don't know how, I had to look at my phone to figure out that's only a week apart, so I'm doing that. Anyone else? Shows coming up? No? Fee, you want to?
Yeah, the 24th, I'm back at the old Comedy Act Theater, the Regency West, the home that Robin Harris built. I started there in the 90s, took a 21-year hiatus, had
And now you're
husband,
back.
kids, they got out of the house.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That is fantastic.
yeah.
Where is it again?
Regency
Regency?
West, Lemert Park, and then every Thursday, I could fall through the Sunset Rooftop. I used to be there regularly, now I just fall through.
Sunset Rooftop is a great show if anyone knows about it. It's a great show. Thursday nights, Roz, always slip on the last name.
Washington.
Roz Washington runs that one. Wednesday nights is Young Baka Productions. Look that up. You're going to be doing shows with rappers as well. So if the audience is like, why aren't you singing? Maybe it was a rap audience that night. I bought a dope CD from one of the rappers there 2 weeks ago. They're great. I don't have a CD player in my car, I found out when I bought that CD. Neither does my laptop or computer. And I texted the guy, I went, dude, this is a dying technology. You need to like get a QR code to scan or something to make money off of that. No one else shows? Yeah, you do.
This Friday at Comedy Chateau, Friday Night Live.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I'll be there. And I also host a TV show called Beyond the Blocks on Amazon Prime. Please watch. We need more seasons. We're going to do our third season, so
Very nice.
What's it called again?
Beyond the Block.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We got industry in the room. Support TV. My show's probably getting canceled. My show's probably getting
Listen,
canceled.
every time the season ends, I'm like,
Yeah, you got to cross your fingers. You got to cross your fingers. Rules of the mic. This is my own personal rule. If you're not it, don't say it, and that should be as clear as day, right? A lot of white guys are slipping lately, thinking they can get away with it if they throw up air quotes. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Those never work. 10 minutes. You'll be lit at 9. Once you get to like 10:15 and you're not off the stage, I'll shake the light again. 10:30, I'll come and stand next to you. Because that's comedy. The host will just stand there and hold your hand sometimes. What else? No other rules. If you're not it, don't say it. Be nice to each other. Listen. Support each other. Don't heckle. That's a given, right? I'll do a couple minutes at the top just to show you guys what not to do. I'll break all the rules just so you guys know what not to do. That's easy, right? Don't do as I do. All right, let's have some fun. Been spending too much money lately, and that's a problem. I just took my girlfriend on a date to Nobu. If you guys know Nobu. That was her dream. She said, my dream is to go to Nobu. I was like, my dream is to fly, and we have two different expectations. If you don't know Nobu, if you've never been there, Nobu is one of those restaurants where at the end of the night, they hand you a check and a gun. And that way you get to decide your future. Do you want to pay this, or do you want to just end it all now? Like, do I want my son to have Jordans or, Mellows from TJ Maxx? We all remember those shoes. They were awful. They were awful. The food is good, like the fish is fresh. You're on PCH, you're over the ocean. I literally saw the chef dive off when I ordered the swordfish. He brought it back to my table and just said, there you go, there's a $9,000 swordfish. Enjoy. Nobu's like that place where, like, when I got the chef, I laughed. You know, like I saw the number, I went, we'll pay. And the waiter left, and I looked at my girlfriend, and I went, have you heard of the Dine and Dash? And she went, we can't dine and dash. We can't do that. I went, I know, I'm parked on PCH. I can't afford to pay the valet. So when the tide gets high, we're about to dine and dive, bitch. Get in the water and swim. Current's going right, we're parked left. Always bring some waterproof clothing when you're at Nobu. She told me, she said, I want to go there again someday. I want to go back to Nobu. And I looked at her, I went, Nobu?
Yeah.
You're going to need a new boo if you ever want to go back to Nobu. That's just not going to happen here. That's not how it works. We just had to buy my grandfather the new iPhone. There's a 2-for-1 deal. You still spend $900,000. But I was the one who pulled the trigger on that. I bought him the iPhone because he is a wanderer now. And that's what old people do. They're the same as babies. Babies have leashes, though. Old people are babies who know racial slurs. You know what I mean? Like, they're the exact same. They're the exact same. Have you ever had to apologize for your kid saying the N-word in the south side of Chicago at a KFC? You probably haven't. I have. If your kid did that, people will probably be like, that is one prejudiced baby. But when your grandpa does that, you look at the guy with him. Like, what are you going to do about it? Like, I don't know. He's crazy. He's crazy. I've changed a child and I've changed an older person, and never once has a child had a conversation with me as I'm wiping them, you know? My grandmother would not keep her mouth or legs shut when I was changing her. She said, and I quote, you're probably wondering where all the hair went. Didn't finish the thought. That's all she said. I went, no, I wasn't wondering that. I wasn't even looking. I was just wiping and praying I was getting your mess. She went, the last time a man gagged down there was your grandfather. Rest his soul. I went, he's not dead. He's not dead. He's dead to me. We bought him the iPhone, though, because he leaves his home, and at night he goes to the home my grandmother's at, and just sits outside and talks shit to her from his car. He just screams, Janet Bareilles a whore! I should have left her years ago! I had to call him and be like, Grandpa, you need to leave Grandma's home. He's like, I'm not there, I'm at church. I went, no, here's the thing. I'm in Grandma's room. We can all hear you right now. It's getting out of control. You're getting crazy. I wasn't going to do this joke tonight, but we're going to try it since, you know, read the room, Easton. Maybe not. Any wrestling fans here? You used to be a wrestling fan. I was a 90s era guy, you know, like the Attitude Era. Late 90s, early 2000s, lots of big dudes who wore lots of leather, you know, like still into those dudes, but like that's what got me into the leather phase, was the 90s. Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Sting. Those were my guys, right? And with wrestling, you know what you're going to get, right? You're going to get 2 to 3 hours of big, roided out dudes slamming into each other, choking each other with the occasional tag team, right? You watch that with a God-fearing heterosexual male, and he's like, this is awesome. But if you play that same video and the dudes are naked, you're getting kicked out of your uncle's retirement party. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. I thought we were into this. I thought we liked watching dudes slam into each other. Who doesn't like that? Attitude Era guy. I was a Sting fan myself. Big Sting fan. If you guys don't know Sting, he was the 5th member of KISS. He got kicked out for being a bully and giving everyone noogies and headlocks. Imagine like a Hot Topic employee, if you know that store, and just painted his face white. Like, the guy was great. He had combat boots, big jack tank top. He wore a Columbine trench coat before that became a shitty thing to wear, before those bastards in Colorado ruined that for all of us. He was a vigilante. And I was watching TV the other day, and Sting was on TV. I thought it was a rerun, and then I hit the guide button. I was like, nope, it was a never left. That guy has been wrestling for 36 years. You notice things, though. Like, when I was young and I'd watch him, I'd be like, wow, this is great. But now I can tell he's faking it. His makeup's smeared. The finisher, ooh, was that finisher nice. Now you watch the finisher, you're like, someone's going to die from this. Someone is definitely going to die from this. And we'll write to that. Guys, that's comedy. I don't know how else to tell you. That is how we do comedy. Someone wrote Jesus is coming in my notebook, so that's probably from the church mic I did last night. We'll figure that out. It's a great show tonight. Sue is not here. Sean is not here. Sean Nurse is not here.
Oh, right.
The nurse Sean. So we'll just go from how everyone signed up. Now, if I butcher this, it's Pooja. Pooja.
Yeah.
Malapamela.
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone, it goes. Yeah, you know, I
okay.
butchered it just trying to read that name. On deck we have V. In the hole we have Allie. But everyone put your hands together for Pooja Malapamela.
Yeah.
Malapamela. Gosh, I'll get it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mindy Kaling. Because every white person that has not met another Indian woman love telling me that I look like her. But it's okay because I think all white people look alike. So I recently chopped off 17 inches of my hair.
Oh.
And people assumed it was my way of coming out as either a lesbian or at least bisexual. And I just want to say, I'm a boring straight woman. I had a trip to Paris and I wanted to look more French. Because just like COVID, I too like turning into a new variant every time I show up in a new continent. So who started therapy during this pandemic? Me too. After being so alone with my thoughts, I couldn't take it anymore. I was ready to start paying someone to listen to me. And my therapist is an Indian woman based out of India, because American healthcare system cannot afford it. And my mom found out that I've been talking to my therapist once every week. So she calls me very worried, asking me if I am running low on friends. Because according to her, therapists are just overpaid friends for lonely people. And she was also worried that I was getting addicted to therapy. But what she should really be worried about is the fact that my therapist has told me how proud she is of all the progress that I've been making. So I accidentally called her mommy. Growing up brown, I've basically been always told to like not date guys because, you know, it's like boys are a distraction. And then suddenly when we're 25, it's all about like, who are you dating? When are you getting married? And it's like, I am just an awkward person who does not know how to interact with men. My idea of flirting is basically being very sarcastic, sometimes maybe even emasculating, and it really has not been working out in my favor. But it's okay, because I feel like I've become such a strong, independent woman that I'm not even sold on the whole concept of marriage. I'm basically every men's rights activist dream girl.
Nice.
So I looked up when marriage as an invention got started, and it was back in like 2350 BC, guys. That was so long ago. That was back when we were living very short and sweet lives. Now, even if you get married in your 20s or your 30s, you are stuck with this person till you're about 80. Unless, of course, one of you is unvaccinated and gets COVID. My aunt tells me that I need to get married before I turn 30 because society doesn't care about women past their 20s. But I'm following the footsteps of Priyanka Chopra. So I think my future Nick Jonas is probably still in high school. And while I might be a cougar, I am not a pedophile. So I'll be waiting till he's at least 18. I'm not really sold on the whole concept of kids either. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my nephew, but my favorite thing about him is that he is my mother's grandson that did not come out of me. And anytime my friends tell me they're ready to start having kids, I always ask them if they have too much money in their bank account. Because having kids in 2022 is basically a gambling addiction. Because if you can't afford healthcare, try affording daycare. But my uncle tells me I need to have kids because it's very important to pass down legacy. And it's like, calm down, uncle. The only thing our family is passing down is diabetes. The same uncle also asked me if I am a lesbian because I didn't have a boyfriend. And, you know, I told him, being a straight woman, I might, like, sexuality is first of all not a choice. And I've definitely thought about it, because can we be honest, women are the better looking gender.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So, but since sexuality is not a choice, for better or worse, I am stuck trying to find my lobster in a sea full of trash.
Whoa.
And that is what a reference to the current state of our ocean and the dating pool for straight women. This joke went really well when I was performing to a group of guys yesterday. I was like, not my target audience, but, all right, what else do I want to talk about? Actually, something new I want to try. So, I don't like the fact that we categorize butts into either, like, big butts or, like, flat ass. Like, there's no, like, in between. And I find that, like, very offensive because, you know, I feel like I don't have, like, a fat ass, but I don't have a flat ass. But, you know, like, and no one's walking around and going, like, oh my God, look at her butt. Like, that's not happening. I get that. But I just get very offended when someone tells me that I have a flat ass. But I'm like, no, it's just that I have big tits. You assume that I'll have a big ass. I just don't. So I really like the body positivity movement for that reason, because it's all about accept your body the way it is. Unless, of course, you're a short guy.
Right.
Yeah. Then it's like you gotta have Oedipus complex, because, you know, women can then be attracted to the power that you can bring. But to be fair, I just want to say this is all an issue because of patriarchy. Because we were told that we always have to be like the little damsel in distress, and we need like strong, big men to protect us. So gender roles don't just affect women, they also affect men. And now that I'm done with the gender portion of my set, let's see. What kind of a clean person are you guys? Like, do you clean your apartment because you like it clean, or do you clean it because someone's visiting?
The second.
Second, right? I'm also the same. Sometimes I literally host get-togethers just so I have the motivation
Thanks.
and the pressure to clean my apartment. All right, let's see. What else do I want to try? Oh yeah, I'm not really into hookups, and mainly because I'm a girl and I just think it's too easy. Like, I like challenges. I'm a little bit of a masochist. So someone always tells me, or a racist person always tells me, if it's because I'm hanging out to my Indian culture. And Kama Sutra is Indian culture.
Let them know.
And it was actually the colonizers who brought in Catholic guilt into India. And I recently met a British dude who was, you know, despite me telling him that I'm from Pennsylvania, he proceeded to tell me how much he loves India and how badly he wants to visit India. To which I responded, like your ancestors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta remember the history. Okay, what else? I'm actually turning 30 this year. But I know I look like I'm in my mid-20s, which means it's my time to shine as a teenager on Netflix. Let's see. I feel like trying to see what else I want to work on, but I think I really was just trying to perfect my like 5-minute set, but let me also just try to do some crowd work because I don't do that. 1 minute? Oh,
No.
oh, wait.
You have minute 40.
Minute 40. Okay, cool. So where are you guys from?
New Jersey.
Oh, it means Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that tri-state area. All of you, rest of you?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, Windy City. Are you missing the cold?
No, not at all.
I miss New York. Like, I want to be back in New York. Even though I think the cold is just like the price you pay. Hopefully, I could just be bi-coastal and like, you know, come to LA when it's like wintertime in New York and then stay for like the summers and the spring in New York. Basically, rich bitch dreams. All right, I'm gonna end on this one. Sometimes I get worried that I might die alone because of all of my viewpoints. And then I remember I'm Indian and I can just get an arranged marriage.
Yay!
Thank you so much, you guys.
All right. Great work. I know.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great work. I'll speak for the men in the room who are fantasizing. You don't have to wait till he's 18. You don't have to wait till he's 18. You'll never have to wait. No one's going to rat on you. Yeah, no one's going to turn you in. Zach Galifianakis has a great joke where he goes, "Did you hear about the kid who died who had an affair with his teacher? His friends high-fived him to death." Like, that's the only thing that's going. That's one of the best jokes ever.
Yeah.
And it's about, you know, bad things.
Ah!
SK?
Oh, that's me. I just wrote my initials, sorry.
Scott Calvin.
Scott, I could be Scott Calvin.
You like that?
Yeah.
SK on deck. In the hole. The come to the stage right now. The very funny, the very pretty Ellie. Oh, don't roll your eyes.
Oh, thank you, thank
Always.
you. Oh, give it up for yourselves. Come on. One more time. One more time for, how do you say your name? I'm so sorry.
Pooja?
I'm so white. I know. Pooja. Give it up for Pooja. How was that? That was good. We're working things out here. You know, we're a supportive audience, right? What's your name? Sorry. Andrew, welcome, welcome. We got Johnny here. We got V here. Give it up for Sean. He runs the cameras. He's Italian.
Yeah.
And of course, the host, Easton.
Thank you.
And then... No, you're doing great. We're having fun. We're having fun. Look, there's no haters in the audience tonight, right? Nobody's going to be like... Actually, I used to work at the Laugh Factory. Funny story. Dane Cook was on stage one night, and these two cholos in the audience lit a blunt, and they were just smoking the blunt, and the security guard, like, went over there, like, dude, you can't just fucking smoke weed right here, right? And they're like, fuck this guy, Dane Cook, on stage. They take their ranch dressing because everyone eats chicken wings at the Laugh Factory. I used to waitress there. Late at night, I'm picking up bones off the floor. It was a glamorous job, right? They took their ranch and they fucking threw it at Dane Cook. And it hit the wall. They were like, fuck you. And they were like, fuck all you guys. And then they got kicked out. That was a really fun time. Well, being a cocktail waitress in Hollywood has got to be the worst job. I'm telling you, man. I've seen everything. I've seen it all. I met everybody. I've been starstruck twice since being in LA. First time was Suge Knight at Chocolate Sundays. He was kind of a nerd. He like carried himself like nerdy, like he wanted to fit in. It was weird. I thought I was gonna be scared of him. But no, I know, right? You think you would be scared of him, right? He wasn't scary at all. I was like, "You're Suge Knight? That's fucking weird." And he was shorter than me. I think he was shorter than me. I'm like, damn, man, I got really starstruck. But no, he was just like a normal nerdy dude that was kind of short. It like threw me off, you know. LA's weird. I'm not from here. Any locals? Anybody from LA? Nobody? Good. Let's talk shit about it. I'm from Montana. Anyone ever been to Montana?
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of... Thank you, Big Sky. See, you know. It's not that weird. I get a lot of people who are like, Montana, like, they just like, you look at them like, stone fucking face. I'm like, really? Would you guys get out ever? What's going on? Montana is by Canada, right in between Idaho and North Dakota. It's God's country up there, right? I tell people I'm from Montana, they're like, oh, you must be a cowboy, you must be a cowgirl. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe sometimes I pull my pants up by my belt loose, but it comes out every once in a while. I might have a horse parked out front. Come on, I got a tractor in the back. That's how I roll, you know? No, it's too cliche. People think that you're a cowgirl, you're up there tipping cows and shit. No, there's like skier. We ski up there. I'm Swedish. They're skiing. you know, snowboarding. We're like the Scandinavia of the country, right? Any skiers here?
Oh yeah.
Snowboarders? You doing this on the slopes?
You know it.
What is this? I don't get it. I don't ski. Like skiing's like a rich people's sport. All the people that go snowboarding over there, they're like, oh, I'm going up to fucking Mammoth this weekend, man. I'm going up to Tom. Like, you fucking rich motherfucker. Like, who can afford it? It's expensive.
Nobu
It really is.
Nobu can.
Nobu got it. Oh, that's fine. I'm a concierge at a hotel, and I book people at Nobu all the time. People come by my desk, they're like, can you book me Nobu tonight in an hour? I'm like, yeah, good luck, motherfucker. Right? This is the dumbest thing. I'm like, no, they book 30 days out. I can never book you at No. You can't just walk up and be like, I'll take a table at Nobu. That's not how that works. Sorry. Anyway, got hotel stories. I work at a hotel right across from the Comedy Store. And we used to work at the Laugh Factory. People were like, I want to go to the Comedy Store. I'm like, don't go to the Comedy Store. Go to the Laugh Factory. No, just kidding. It's all the same, right? But, Sean, what are you up to? Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening very
Okay,
intently.
all right, sorry. But anyway, let me get
I'm very
back
into
to
your
the
set.
story.
I'm very laser focused here.
Thanks. Montana, there's a lot of wildlife in Montana. Buffalo, you ever seen a buffalo just walking around living its best life? Yeah. We got cows, we got cornfields, we got wolves. The Yellowstone National Park is up there. There's like geysers shooting out in the sky. You go hiking, the river's so clean you can just lap water up into your mouth, right? I don't know what's going on in California. What's up with the wildlife here? I haven't really seen much. You guys seen wildlife around here? What's up with the wildlife? They fucking packed it up and moved it out, right? There's not even deer barely. What's going on? I don't get it. The only wildlife in LA is the urban coyotes of East LA, right? You see the coyotes coming down from the hill? They got like fucking blue bandanas. They got a pack of coyotes in blue bandanas, another pack in red bandanas. They're wild. Yeah, come on, you get it, Keel. Bloods and Crips of coyotes? What's going on here? I had a pack of coyotes running by my house the other night, and they're like, rah, rah. They're all like screaming at each other. I didn't know whether to put out some cat food or get a shotgun. Like, what's going on with these guys? They're crazy. They just walk up to the tents. We go camping in Montana, a lot of bougie-ass campers up there. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy whatever the high-end tent people are. I forget that. I forget North Face. There's a fucking Patagonia people up there. We got tents in LA, but you know those tents. They're urban campers. Urban campers. There's streams in LA, but they're streams of urine. You can't lap the shit up in your mouth, right? LA's getting bad, isn't it? I saw a tent so big, a guy pulled a car in there and parked it. You guys, it's getting bad. I've seen a tent with 3 stories. What's going on? It's like 3 stories of garbage. I live right off Gower. Like, I don't know if you know the area, Hollywood. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Gower, the overpass. I'm like on Citizen watching my shit. I come out my house, there's a homeless guy like crawling up my neighbor's fence. It's getting fucking wild. I don't remember LA being this wild, do you? Is it worse recently?
Oh yeah.
Or do I just like neurotically watch Citizen app and find out where the robberies are happening? Did you watch after the Super Bowl what happened in downtown LA? Anybody? Oh, they started looting. They jumped on a public bus, lit the shit on fire. You didn't see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you saw it,
No.
right? I'm like, keep that shit downtown. We don't need it over here, right? At least they went downtown. I was off Sunset Boulevard by 8 p.m. I'm like, I'm getting the fight. I'm trying to a big pussy. Right? Like, in the last year, I used to walk everywhere. I can't walk anywhere anymore. I feel kind of... Dude, people are getting robbed in broad daylight in Beverly Hills, like, for their Rolex and shit. You can't wear jewelry around, right? Alright, that's a little depressing. Sorry. I'm just saying, it's getting bad out there. Anyway, anyways, I was living in Montana, living my best life. It was the 90s. People were still getting kicked out for smoking weed. Like, smoking weed was like Satan. Remember the 90s? It was not legalized yet. We used to smoke. The weed was so dirt. We had to de-seed it first, right? It was like it came off of... hay from a cowboy boot. We got seeds. We just put that shit in a pipe and smoke it. You know, Sean.
Of course, Montana in the 90s. That's crazy.
In the 90s, you used to de-seed your weed. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Just me? Okay. I don't know, but I grew up in a real religious household, so my parents are like, Protestant. They came with the Puritans. They migrated in Montana. I don't get it. It was like, yeah, you drink your water wrong, you're a sinner, that kind of shit, right? Well, I was smoking weed, and they were like, get the fuck out of here, Satan. They kicked me out at 15. 15, I got kicked out of my house. I don't know if you remember, but back then, it's like, if you were smoking weed, you were getting sent to military school, juvie. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. Now it's all legalized. Is there anybody locked up in prison for weed anymore? I hope not. We need to let them out. Johnny says no. A lot of people.
Yes.
Let them out. What do you mean? What's going on? Can you imagine getting locked up for marijuana and now this shit's legal and you're still in jail? Is that weird? He said, yeah, that's weird. Is it you got it. Okay. Anyway, I got kicked out of my house 15. I grabbed a handkerchief, I put it on a stick, and I took the Greyhound the fuck out of there. But it was the best thing that could have happened to me because I became a real person leaving there, right? I came to California. I went to high school. I didn't know Clueless was a documentary. That shit was fucking bad, dude. You know how hard it is to make friends when you're a girl in the middle of high school? So the only people that would talk to me were the Christians, the weird ones, and then the fucking drug addicts. So that's what happened. I started smoking cigarettes on the corner with the rest of them, right? And that was it. That was it. 9th grade, I didn't make the basketball team. What's after that? Smoking cigarettes in the park, right? That's all you can do. It ruined my life. Basketball was my life. I didn't even make the team. The next thing you know, I'm on Smoker's Corner. I mean, that's how that shit goes, right? Anyway, I think that's my time. I had a long story after that, but I'll work on it. But thank you very much. Thank you, Elliot. You can find me at AllieBean416 on Instagram.
Yeah.
I do have a podcast called LA Confidentials. Please look it up. I did a conspiracy podcast for 3 years, and I'm wanted by the FBI now, guys. What? Yes, yes, sir. Okay, we're going to bring up the next comic. Sean, right?
Yeah.
Is that your name? Sean Patrick?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay, cool. Give it up for Sean Patrick, everybody. Thank you.
Sunda's request.
Appreciate it.
Of course, of course.